Good morning, good afternoon, and wait, are we fuck? Yes, we are. Ha. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to everyone who may be watching around the world. This is the BSR League, and we're racing at Darlington. Colin, tell us a little bit what you know about this racetrack here.
Oh man, this is going to be probably one of the toughest tests that we have on the BSR schedule. We come here twice, once in the spring, once in the fall, but this track is one of the toughest on the circuit. Two complete different ends offer two different driving styles to attack. Passing is going to be hard. It's essentially a one groove racetrack. It's the fastest way around here, and that wall coming out of turn two comes up on you pretty quick, and if you don't watch it, you will get bit. They call this place the Lady in Black, the place too tough to tame, and it is exactly that. And one lucky driver after 156 laps of this place will tame Darlington Raceway. It should be a very fun and exciting race.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, this is the type of track where you're going to have to tell yourself if you're in the race car, race the track, not the guys in front of you. Always. This is like what Colin said. This is called the track too tough to tame for a reason. The surface is it's one of the most technical racetracks on the circuit because the surface of the racetrack is so worn down after decades of racing on here. So what you're essentially getting is basically a sandpaper like surface, like pretty much just shredding, and I mean absolutely shredding your tires to oblivion. I mean, 5 laps can make all the difference in a run. Now, as we go here, you're going to see a bunch of strategies. I mean, you're going to see a lot of you're going to see a lot of short pitting. You're going to see a lot of dudes splitting the race in half. Different types like here, there, wherever, just every kind of which way. We are going to see we're going to see a lot of ugh, please excuse me. We're going to see a lot of different ways that this track is going to be run. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and bring up our starting grid as we are, I believe, almost ready to get going. Colin, before I do that, you have a list of all the drivers that got EOL penalties last race who will be starting at the back of the field today.
Yeah, so Shane Parrish, as you see, and if you pull up the starting grid, we can show exactly where all these people start and where they're going to have to work from the back. Nicholas Godsey starting on P1s, followed by Joe Francis. Joe Francis will have to go to the back. Shane Parrish will also have to go to the back. It's pretty much who's not on this list. Roland Collette will have to go to the back. Alan Duggar, last night's winner, will have to start from the back. Hugh Brown, or the ghost of Hugh Brown, because he died last night at Phoenix Raceway, he will have to go to the back. Joe Francis will also have to go to the back. Roger Shelton will have to go to the back. And Isaac Treese, who's making his first start in the BSR League Shane Paul making his first start. He will not start from the back. Isaac Treese will also start from the back today. So about half the field tonight has received an EOL penalty from last night's Phoenix race.
Brutal. Certainly some brutal little problems that they had coming into this race, but this is a long one. This is Darlington. I mean, we are going to see actually, not probably, we are going to see almost certainly, one of the weirder races tonight. We can see Duggar is going to go below the line and let some guys go past, and we're going to be off here in just a moment.
And we'll let you know while we're under pace laps when he has time tonight. Shane Parrish, last night coming off a podium finish at Phoenix Raceway. We will be talking to him throughout the race. Currently, he is trying to work his way to the back of the field serving that UL, so we will not talk to him before the race goes green. But as we'll caution, I assume we will get a caution at some point during this race. We'll be happy to talk to Shane Parrish, and he'll give you a driver's perspective as he takes on the track too tough to tank.
Thank you, Colin. I really do think that this is normally the time where I would ask, who do you think is going to win the race? Honestly, I don't know. I mean, the best chances have got to be Alan Duggar, and Shane Parrish, and all the guys that we saw racing up front last week. Paul Danino, you never know what he might pull out of his hat. But certainly, this is this is a track where you're gonna have to get a little bit lucky, because one small mistake destroys your tie rod, and you're in the pits, and you're getting repairs for a few minutes, and you could go from first leading the race to going 3 laps down in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and there's certainly a lot of heavy hitters in this field. I think if you keep your eyes on Isaac Treese, he was really fast here a couple weeks ago when the NASCAR iRacing Series came to Darlington Raceway. He won a couple races that week. Alan Duggar also won a couple races that week. Uh, you're also looking at Roland Collette also being good, and Nick Godsey also being fast. But we have about 300 miles to settle scores. We're coming to the green flag.
Well, here we go, and looks like Paul Danino is going to take us to the green. And green flag's out. And looks like Shane Paul is going to give Danino a little bit of a shove, and Godsey's going to slide down in front of him.
Yeah, everyone's single file right now, pretty much. It's really hard to pass. Everyone's on cold tires, so this lap is probably. Oh, we got someone in the wall in the back that looks like Joe Otero got in the wall going on the outside, and we have a couple. Otero. We also have a couple drive-throughs. Ed Ryan, I believe, he is in the field. He is making a drive-through penalty to start the race, and he will be going 1 lap down.
Well, we can see the front four have been decided already. Nicholas Godsey, Paul Danino, Chris Webb, and Shane Paul already starting out fast. Shane Paul looked a little bit concerning in practice, I won't lie. He was constantly wrecking, hitting the wall, and if this was real life, he would be in trouble. But it looks like he's gotten it together, and he's starting this race off with a lot of speed, and he's going to go on the inside of Chris Webb and try and take that position away from him, which he will do. And Shane Paul is now in third place.
Yeah, Shane's one of these guys who he has immense talent when it comes to these next-gen cars. Obviously, one of the fastest guys that we have the pleasure of knowing on the iRacing service in these cars, but he does have a little bit of a temper. He will probably tell you that, and I think as long as he keeps that temper under control, I think he has a great shot of walking away from Darlington with a solid finish tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I really do think that he can. He certainly has the talent. He certainly has the skill to do what he needs to do in order to win. He just has to stay the course. I mean, you can see guys getting their famous Darlington stripes already, and Godsey's still leading. I don't really see that much of a gap between Godsey and Danino. Just kind of looks relatively normal. I mean, once Danino gets up close to Godsey, he's gonna be fighting a lot of dirty air, so he's gonna have to do his best in order to try and pass Nick Godsey.
Yeah, and that's
probably run that lower lane, which is, as you mentioned before, the slower lane.
Yeah, but it's also the lane that saves your tires a lot. And with these next-gen cars, and we have, like Phoenix last night, where we have more horsepower, less downforce on these cars, obviously it's a lot harder to drive. But with Darlington being a pretty much one-groove racetrack, it's really hard to battle that dirty air because you want to be in the preferred lane. That's how you go fast. That's how you make up time, especially going through turns 1 and 2, turns 3 and 4 a little bit. You can probably run the high line, you can run the bottom, you have more options. But turn 1 and 2 is where you're making up a lot more time than you are making up in 3 and 4.
I mean, Danino seems to be keeping it close here. Oh, I really do think that we're starting to settle into a little bit of a groove here. We're gonna take a look back at the 72 of Michalczyk, and he is under attack from the 66 of Shane Parrish. Parrish is going to try and rebound after his penalty that was given last night.
Yeah, and so far, Alan Duggar, the biggest mover of the race, as we see Shane Parrish work on Johnny. We talked to him before the race. Michalczyk. There we go.
Michalczyk, yeah.
Michalczyk, as we see Shane Parrish dive to the inside, looks like he has the preferred line going into turn 1. He will clear Michalczyk going to piece. 7. Ooh, that was a little close right there. But
Little, little close.
But Alan Duggar and Shane Parrish both received ULs, both the highest movers on so far today. But I really wanted to look at this time. And this is the people who are watching this race. This is what you got to keep an eye on right now. We're, 8 laps into the race right now. Nicholas Godsey just ran a 29.5. This place absolutely destroys tires. We're going to have a lot of fall off very quickly. And it's who can save your right front tire that will make you the fastest over the long run. So it'll be very interesting to see how much fall off we have between lap 9 and lap 19.
Well, I can tell you right now, Colin, the tires have already degraded a decent amount. I mean, we're definitely going to be seeing a little bit of wear already. I can tell you from personal experience driving here on iRacing, the track really does take on a different tone after about 5 laps on fresh tires. You really start to feel the strain that it gives, and it drives completely differently than it did when you first started out. That's why tires are a premium. Tire wear is very, very important. We could see Alan Duggar charging after Billy Brickley in the 00. Let's see. Can Duggar make a good move on the inside or on the outside? Is he going to be able to pass? Will Bill Brickley be able to take Duggar's lanes away? He's running a little lower. I don't know. I see him running lower.
Yeah, I think Duggar has running the preferred line right now, getting lower on the entrance of 1, getting lower on the entrance of 2. That's really, it's sort of for, this is some racing terminology, but turn 1 and 2 is almost a double apex type of corner. You enter early, hit that low line, drift up towards the middle, and then try to diamond the corner off, going off turn 2, get that good run down the back straightaway. Turn 3 and 4, you can diamond if you want to, but you really want to be the preferred line, well, for me, because I like saving tires, is that wrapping that bottom, that dotted white line around the bottom. But you can run high, and that does give you a lot more momentum. But it looks like Duggar and Brickley are right now even based on the lap times right now, 8.24 to Duggar going to an 8.82. So Brickley just a little bit faster.
It's that dirty air. That's what's slowing Duggar down. But let's see, is Brickley going to be able to make the pass on Chris Webb here? Really give up that wall of air.
Yeah, and Chris Webb,
dive right in.
If you look at these lap times, Chris Webb's currently the slowest in the top 5. He entered the 30-second bracket, whereas everyone else is in the high 29.7s to 29.8s. So for Chris Webb, we know he probably has a short run car. If there's a caution comes late in this race, he may have the speed to contend. But right now, working lap 14, his car is starting to fall away from him.
Yeah, it really does look like that. I mean, I could see some damage on his right front tire. Certainly think he may have nicked the wall there. Maybe he even has a little bit of wheel damage, and he's trying to nurse it around. But he is just putting up a wall right between Brickley and himself, slowing down Duggar and Brickley at the same time.
Yeah, it's one
of he's knocking the wall down. Oh, boy. Oh. Can Brickley get a hold of it? Oh, no.
Looks like he's
going to save it. He saved it. Wow. Good job by Billy Brickley.
Yeah, but
and now Chris Webb is going to be under attack from Alan Duggar.
Yeah, but let me tell you, Billy Brickley's car, he was pretty fast. That slide is going to hurt his tires. That's something he wants to caution real bad to get 4 new fresh tires as we see Duggar and Chris Webb currently battling for P4. Chris Webb is starting to fall off. We talked about this a couple laps ago. Duggar's still running 31s to Chris Webb's 32s, but can Chris Webb's dirty air sort of level the playing field when it comes to Duggar's speed advantage?
Duggar wants to make this pass as soon as possible because he has Shane Parrish breathing down his neck, and Duggar knows better than any of us watching that Shane Parrish has a lot of speed, and he's the one who probably could take the fight to Duggar on these intermediate tracks. So
yeah, he showed that last night at Phoenix. You know, Shane Parrish, I mean, albeit he got caught up in some damage early in the race, got win a lap down. I mean, he was fast for pretty much the entire first half of the race, and right now he's seeming to back that up, working his way through the field at the EOL early in the race. But we know that Shane Parrish is fast. We know that Duggar's fast as he gets into the wall coming off turn 2. It looks like these two are ones to watch as Nick Godsey continues to lead this race working lap 17.
Yeah, Godsey again with a great performance so far. He's really been doing his job well. Just diving it on in there. Danino really has not let the gap get too much, though. Danino's showing a lot of speed earlier on here in this race.
Yeah, there's a lot of motivation for Danilo. He came into Phoenix. It wasn't probably going to be the odds-on favorite, but he had some great pit strategy through the middle of part of that race. Led several laps, about 20 or 30 laps or so towards the middle of the race. Probably could have won the race if some cautions didn't come out. He probably had some great pit strategy, but he is not letting Nicholas Gozzi go, as very much every one of them is running within a hundredth of each other. But it's interesting to see that gap has pretty much not grown or shrunk over the past 5 or 6 laps.
It's one thing to catch the guy in front of you. It's a whole other thing to pass the guy in front of you here. I mean, that dirty air is really going to make a big difference here, I believe, personally.
Yeah, one of the difficult things is we talk about turn two and that wall coming close to you because you want to get on the throttle as soon as you possibly can to make that backstretch long. But turn four has this very interesting ability to catch you, I would say, off guard a little bit because you get to this point where you think you can make the corner, you think you can get on the gas, and you just get a little loose and you can loop it. I've done it many times. I know you have done it many times. Everyone in this room has done it a couple of times or so. So turn four can go out and get you as we see the 20 of I'm having a brain
Isaac
fart.
Treese.
Isaac
And
Treese.
the 9 of Roland Collette. Treese trying to make a move on Collette. Collette not giving him an inch. I mean, this is more intense than it seems, folks. I mean, honestly, just looking at the way Treese is. Oh boy, few guys hitting the wall in the back.
Check in the wall.
He's trying to get that clean air.
Yeah, and he's going to have that clean air on his nose that's going to allow him to rotate off turn four as he has a little bit of a run going down the front straightaway. Can he take advantage of it going to turn one? He can't. He's right there, though. So one little slip from Roland Collect and Isaac Treese could pick up another position.
Well, he's certainly going to be working at it. Christian and Dana are with us tonight, both saying "Go Allen." So, Allen, when you watch this later, you got some fans again. Fast Phil says, "Keep it up, Nick Godsey. You got this, brother." Nick, if you decide to rewatch this race later on, you have a fan yourself as well.
As we have Francis going past Gus Otero for P9. But look at these lap times. Paul Denino still a couple hundreds faster than Nick Godsey. The gap's still around a couple of car lengths or so. Looks like Paul Denino has kind of saved his tires up a little bit, much more than Nicholas Godsey. I mean, thing is, as a leader, you can sort of set the pace for the entire field. You can decide if you want the field to go a little faster. You can decide if the field wants to slow down a little bit. That's sort of the privileges you have of being the leader. And, it's very impressive that Paul Tenino is continuing a strong run tonight after a strong run last night. I know he had a podium finish pretty much in his hands. He spun coming off turn four, coming to the checkered flag at Phoenix, unable to get a podium finish. But 2 back-to-back finishes for Paul Tenino will serve him well. As we talked about all last night, pretty much about the horrible points shown for most of these guys in Daytona. 2 solid races, rebounding from Daytona, obviously will help you in the long run.
Yeah, no, I mean, the more Danino races like this, the more and more he's going to shoot up in the point standings. I mean, he's the past 2 showings of the past 2 showings so far, Phoenix and now here, he's come on really, really strong, and looks like we have a caution. Wonder what happened.
I'm really surprised how much they just shot out to a gap over Shane Paul. Looks like Billy Brickley went around.
He did. Looks like he's completely retired himself. How bad was this?
Actually, no, I believe it was Shane Paul.
Shane Paul, really?
Yeah, I believe so. He's currently T12 on the scoring pylon. Unless the scoring pylon is wrong.
Yeah, he went around big time. Oh my goodness.
And that's sort of the thing that happens. You pancake you basically tank slap the wall coming out of turn 2, and that's one of the dangers you get for pushing a little too hard. So hopefully that doesn't end his night, but you got to think with the impacts of the inside wall, that certainly almost puts a pretty big hamper on his race. But you know who really needed that caution Billy Brickley, who actually got loose coming off turn 4 and did a 4 tire slide, but also Ed Ryan for taking the drive through. He will get his lap back because of the caution. So Ed Ryan certainly not out of this race as we complete lap 27.
Yeah, Colin, absolutely. I mean, I think that from this point forward, Shane Paul has got a bit of an uphill battle for him coming up. He's going to have to deal with that, and Danino, Duggar, and Godsey are going to fight it off pit road. I think it
Danilo
was
got
Danino who got first. Danino wins the race off pit road, and Alan Duggar followed by Nick Godsey. So now that Danino has clean air, and he's out of the wake of Nick Godsey, this should be interesting, but he has to contend with his rival from last race, who gave him the most trouble, and that is Alan Duggar.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Alan Duggar, we know he has a good car, but when you're stuck in the middle of this pack, it's sort of the car may not be driving the best because you have all that dirty air. But your car, once you get closer to the front, all your problems sort of go away. But with Darlington being so tough to pass, and we know how fast that Paul Dino has been tonight, I think this could be a little bit more of a challenge for Alan Duggar than he was probably expecting. And that Bill Steen Toyota will lead us to the green flag momentarily.
Yeah, great run for Danino so far. He came into Phoenix as a little bit of a surprise with his pit strategy. I mean, he nailed the pit stop, went out to a huge lead over Duggar. But now he is going to now he's going to take the field to green here, and we will see exactly how this will turn out for him. Is he
Yeah,
going to be able to stay in front of Alan Duggar? I really like his chances. The way he's been driving today, I really like his chances of being able to stay in front of Duggar for at least a good chunk of this run, if not the whole run. I think he's definitely going to be in contention should he keep the car clean and off the wall.
I like that as well, and I always like the starting on the inside line at Darlington. I always thought it fires off a lot better than it does on the outside line. I think that has to do with just the abrasiveness of the racetrack or so. But Paul Dino's he has a great start. He'll be able to jump right in front of Alan Duggar across the line. He has the preferred line going to 1. He'll probably set sail going through turn 1.
Here it goes. Rubber meets the road moment. Can you hold on to first place, Paul? And how long can you hold on to it? So you have that nasty 12 car breathing right down your neck. And then you have the 66 to deal with.
I mean, you have great.
Not to mention Nick Godsey in 4th place. I mean, he's been running really well all day.
Yeah, you have Duggar right behind Shane Parrish P2, Nick Godsey. You have Roland Collette. That's a star-studded P2 through P4. Can Paul Dino hang on? I think he absolutely can. I think he has a car. That first run showed it, but I expect a long green flag run to follow. Usually, a caution or so. The long green flag run will come, and the thing is, certainly tires here do not last as long as a full tank, and I know you can go about 70 laps or so on fuel. Do you split a full tank? Do you pit on lap 35, lap 40, get fresh tires, or do you let that sucker go all the way dry and then pit?
Well, I like splitting the race in half typically, personally. I think it's just better to split a race in half, especially at Darlington. You get even tire wear on both sides. I'm not trying to push the car beyond what I feel like it can do, and I'm not completely undershooting it, so I'm screwed on the latter half of the run. Mm-hmm. So I like to split races in half, not only at this track but at any track. But there's a variety of pit strategies that you can do to gain track position and gain speed on the long run. It's totally up to how you decide to do it.
And one of the things about pit stops is that this pit road entry, as we see smoke coming out of turn 4, but no caution. It looks like Chris Webb spun, I believe. Was that Chris Webb? No, Chris Webb is retired. Looks like it was Hugh Brown. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like it was Hugh Brown.
Well, back to what I was saying. back to what I was saying about pit road, and you've experienced this, or anyone who's on iRacing experienced this. Pit road is really hard to get onto. It's sort of like this sweeping flat. You kind of have to give up at turn 3, start your braking there, and then I mean I've done this a lot because I'm not one that drives at Darlington a lot, but I've overshot pit road entry and had to go one lap around. And if you have to go one lap around, that you give up so much time doing that. So obviously, hopefully, most of these guys practice pit road entry through the extended practice session we had this early before the race.
Yeah, pit road entry's not easy at this place. It's really, really stupid. Just, you can't see it. You have to slow way down. It's bumpy as all hell. It's an absolute pain. Honestly, it is a real pain. Can't blame anyone for really missing it. I mean, real life drivers miss it all the time.
You know, it's amazing. A couple laps ago, we saw Paul Dino set one of the fastest laps of the race with a 29.0. Now, what, 3-4 laps into this run, he's now running 29.6s. So the tire fall off is real. But you know, he is currently the fastest, one of the second fastest in the top 3. Shane Parrish running 29.5s, Danino running 29.6s. Yeah, my biggest fear from last night with Phoenix is Paul Dino running too hard and you know basically burning up his stuff, allowing Duggar to catch up to him. We'll see as the lap times keep coming in. Danino with a 29.7, Duggar with a 29.6. So looks like Duggar is settling into a nice long run. Can Danino not overdrive his equipment and hold on to his lead for as long as possible?
We can see a little bit in the back here. We can have Roger Shelton and Billy Brickley fighting it out. Looks like Brickley's trying to make a pass on Roger Shelton, but it's just not working out for him right now. Move a bit further in the back, we can see Joe Francis making the move on the inside of Gus Otero. Gus Otero, really kind of a surprising finish yesterday, or at least a surprising position where he stayed out, ran really long, got a caution, and I think he finished in the top 5.
Yeah, he did, and I think he was one of the guys who took 4 tires at the end of the race, and you know, we saw Alan Duggar take 2, we saw Nicholas Godsey, Roland Collette take 2. Shane Parrish was, I think, the first guy who finished on with 4 brand new tires. Very interesting pit strategy, but for Gus Otero, I mean, that was lucky. That the caution flew when it did, because if it didn't, I mean, he would have gone a lap down. His day would have been pretty much over. He pretty much a masterclass in strategy for him for that caution to come out and for him to finish in the top 5. What a great race for him last night.
Sometimes it's just how racing goes, Colin. You got to take a risk. Take a shot on fuel when you just don't feel like you can make up that many spots, and you need to do your best in order to stay out, or to try and gain some track position. You stay out and you try and run it out. That's the best way to do it sometimes, and worked for him, and he got a good finish out of it.
As we see, Roland Collette, I thought he hit the wall coming out of turn 4. He's trying to go on the outside of Nicholas Godsey, but you know Godsey was able to hold the position. I thought he hit the wall, but we see Roland Collette start working on Nicholas Godsey, and he'll have momentum down the backstretch as he dives to the inside of Godsey. He'll have the preferred line going. Godsey still was able to clear going into turn 3.
Yeah, you just get that run on the high side, and it's over for you.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Roland Collette got a little tight coming out of turn 2, had to get off the throttle and allowed Nicholas Godsey to maintain the position, but Roland Collette will have another opportunity coming off turn 2 to work on Nick Godsey.
Does our chat have anything to say? How you guys liking the race so far? I think that's a good question. I think it's pretty good, personally. And I think right now is a pretty good time to talk about the sponsors of this race. First off, the sponsor for, if you look up in the right-hand corner of your screen, Tint Solutions. They are a window tinting company out of Greenville, South Carolina, ran by the driver of the number 42 car. Roger Shelton. He is right now in the race, and he is a sponsor of these events. So if you are in Greenville, South Carolina, and you want to check out their you want to check out their services, maybe you need some window tint, hit up Roger Shelton if you're in the area. Chris Webb
Yeah.
Racing, yeah, Chris Webb, another sponsor of this race. Really nice guy, really cool guy. Yeah, no, him and he runs Strictly Stock Motor, or he runs with another racing team, Strictly Stock Motorsports, as well as being a part of BSR as well. And oh my God. Dana Webb has said they've all gone to the concession stand, and Christian Coe, I think, went along with her, because she said everyone watching should take a shot every time they hear us say dirty air, because she's already started and she is hammered.
Yeah, you're going to hear that a lot more. We still have 100 laps to go in this race, and anything can happen. But we're seeing dirty air already at play. We're seeing guys get tight coming out of turn 2, making slight contact with that wall, making slight contact with the wall coming out of turn 4. As we see Nicholas Godsey fight with Roland Collette. But as we're entering a long green flag stretch, I got to say, Elliot, did you happen to see the NASCAR Xfinity race today with William Swalich getting his first win?
He got his first win, really. Good for him.
Got his first win. Toyota got their first win in the 2026 NASCAR Riley Series season. I can't believe that it took almost a month and a half for another OEM to get their first win of the season. But that wasn't the big story. The big story was that Cletus McFarland was making his first start in the NASCAR Riley Series, and he finished 6 laps down in 32nd. But he kept all 4 corners of his car clean. Not really a scratch on his car. Kept it clean. Finished the race under green. You can't really ask much more than that coming out of your first start.
Yeah, that's what matters. I mean, good for Cletus, honestly. Just a huge supporter of NASCAR, bringing, I think, a lot of the young audience into NASCAR as well. I mean, personally, I think he's done a great job with helping out viewership, really driving up a lot of profit for the sport that we all love. I think that despite not seeing the race, if he kept all 4 corners of the car clean, he must have done a great job of contending with that dirty air. Take a shot, Christian and Brandon. Because Brandon Sanders is race control, and he said that he's going to take Christian up on that as well.
And considering he made his first start today at Rockingham Speedway, which is not the easiest tracks to get your mental arms around, to keep the car clean. Certainly for Cletus McFarland, a good day. Not the great finish he probably expected, but he kept all 4 corners of that car clean. Running through the top 5 with Brandon Jones. So Joe Gibbs Racing 1-2. Allgaier, who's still your points leader in the O'Reilly Series. Rajah Caruth got a top 5 finish as well. So it's great to see a fellow iRacer as well getting a top 5 finish at Rockingham, and Carson Popple rounded out your top 5. And another iRacer, Parker Retzloff, got a top 10, finished 8th. So good day for iRacers in the NASCAR Rally Series.
Parker Retzloff is, quite, in my opinion, Harrison Burton's best friend, because he pushed Harrison Burton to that win at Darlington in 2024, Daytona at the Coke Zero Sugar 400 in 2024.
Yeah, remember the heat that Parker Retzloff got from some Chevrolet owners for not giving Kyle Busch, because Kyle Busch had the opportunity to win that race.
It would have been his first super speedway win in almost I want to say around a decade, or his first Daytona win in a decade or 2.
Yeah, because he won a Talladega the first year he was with RCR. He had 3 wins that year. Can you actually name if he won at Talladega? But can you name the other 2 tracks he won at that year?
I can name one, and that was Coda.
No, he did not win at Coda. He won a
Rubbish,
Gateway.
You're lying.
He won a Gateway.
You're lying. You
And
are lying to my face right now. You're lying to my
Kyle
face.
Busch. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is not a winner at COTA.
Lies. Like,
Truth.
guys, uh,
Truth.
Colin's lying to me.
Truth.
He's
True.
being
Kyle Busch.
mean.
I'm sorry if that offended you because I know he was competitive. I think we should get back on this race because it looks like Paul Danino,
Oh,
his tires
Danino's lost some speed.
have
It looks
sort of
like
gone
Alan
away,
Duggar and
and
Shane
Shane
Parrish are
Parrish
ready to
right there.
pounce. Oh
See,
boy, here we go.
see that's the thing. It's,
Three-way race right into turn one. But I gotta say, Duggar and Parrish may have caught up, but it's one thing to catch them; it's another thing to pass them.
and you'll notice
And
who's
Shane Parrish right now is trying to make the pass on Alan Duggar. I don't think Duggar's going to be nearly as aggressive going after Danino as he was before. Because,
and you'll notice who before Roland Collette also in the party as well. So we have a four-way battle.
You know what's going to be the key here?
Tire management and
Tire
dirty air.
management, yes. Tip them back, America. Dirty air.
You know, I think one of these races, we're racing at Martinsville tomorrow night, so dirty air isn't going to be that big of a problem. We are racing at Bristol next Friday. Dirty air will be a factor there because the speeds are going to be a little bit higher. So should we also partake in this shot for dirty air? I think
I'm good. I would rather not continue through this broadcast by saying and blah, blah, blah. You know, when I'm trying to call a pass, like right now, Alan Duggar's diving down and trying to get on the inside of Paul Danino. I think that sounds better than saying, Alan Duggar's going to do some stuff.
But you notice Duggar took the bottom line. Danino also took the bottom line, knock him back, dirty air to Alan Duggar, making it a lot harder to pass. But all four of these guys are running single file right in front of the other dirty air. And tip him back one more time is going to be a huge problem. So we'll see who can get through turn 3 and 4. Probably the best as Duggar takes the high line, probably trying to get some momentum as he tries to time it off in turn 4 as he looks to make another run down the front stretch.
He's trying to get that drive off. And the more and more we say dirty air, the more and more likely it is we're going to get sued. Someone's going to get alcohol poisoning.
It's probably better to know that I'll probably speak on behalf of Brandon Sanders, who is one of the fabulous admins of this series. As we see Duggar go to the inside of Paul Danino.
Inside on Danino. Can Danino hold him off? I don't think he will.
He's probably going to have momentum,
He found a hole, and now he's going through it. Shane Parrish now inserting himself. He's going to give a shot to Alan Duggar, and this is a scene that reminds me a little bit of the 2024 race at Darlington when Chris Buescher gave a shot to Brad Keselowski against Tyler Reddick.
Shane Parrish looking to the inside.
Roland Collette's there as well. He's decided to join the party, and now Alan Duggar takes the lead. Danino in the wall. Danino is bleeding. Can he hold off Roland Collette?
Yeah, you saw little flames shoot out the exhaust of Paul Danino's car. He got a little tight, now settles back in P3, but now we have a new battle, Shane Parrish versus Alan Duggar. I think we saw this last night early in the race at Phoenix. We're getting this halfway through the Darlington race. Let's see what these two can pony up a battle.
I don't know. I'm also interested in seeing what Roland Collette's going to do driving behind Danino. Danino in trouble. Looks like he is in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I
think that's knocking the wall down. He really tried to push every little bit, every ounce he had out of that car in order to stay in front of Alan Duggar and Shane Parrish, and it looks like his car is going the way of the dinosaur. Extinct.
Did you just give me a little science history kind of reference there with the dinosaurs and stuff?
Is it really that much of a history lesson, Colin? You kind of learned before first grade when the dinosaurs left the planet.
Look, we had some dinosaur reference. We got a Paul Ryan reference last night, so anything could happen on a BSR broadcast.
Is this really the equivalent, though?
I don't know, man. It's 9:00 Eastern on the way. It's a Saturday night. It's 9:00 Eastern. I don't know if there's a full moon or anything, but I'm feeling a little weird.
Man, it's 6:30, bro. I'm still drinking my Red Bull. I'm still caffeinated for this thing. Looks like Danino's gotten it under control, and he's gonna try and put some distance between him and Roland Collette. try and get back up to that 66 car.
And looking through this scoreboard, Billy Berkeley, who actually had an issue coming off Brickley, sorry, had an issue early in the race. He's worked his way back up to P6, trying to work Nicholas Gotze coming out of turn 2 as Gotze hits the wall coming out of turn 2. We have exciting battles over the ways, but Shane Parrish diving the inside has clean air, getting out of that dirty air of Alan Duggar, tip him back.
Christian and Dana, Alan needs your support right now. He's under attack from Shane Parrish in that number 66 Ford Mustang. Beautiful machine. Oh, he's getting close now. Here we go. We're going to see a battle for the lead, folks. Parrish is going to try his best. Oh, boy. He's looking for that little bit of room. He's faster than Duggar. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to beat Duggar out here. It's going to be really tough. Both are two very good drivers, both pretty evenly matched in terms of iRating, and well, we're seeing a clash of the proverbial titans right now.
Another position, Brickley moved up to P5, getting around Nicholas Gotze.
Whoa! Parrish gets loose. He got a little loose there. He almost bent it, but looks like he brings it back okay, and he's back out in. He's going to try and make another run at it, cool off his tires for a lap or two, and then I think he's going to try and go after Alan Duggar again.
It's amazing how much fall off we've seen in the past 40 laps. I mean, these guys are running 29 flats pretty much, and almost a second fall off through this run. I wouldn't be surprised if we see guys pit for tires in the next 15 or so laps trying to get some fresh tires. And then you'll really see the difference between used tires, how much Darlington really just chews and eats at these tires compared to fresh slicks, as we see Shane Parrish still work on the back bumper of Alan Duggar.
Well, currently Shane Parrish is getting an invitation from Christian Coe for margaritas in the pits, and Shane Parrish is going to go on the inside and try and take that spot from Alan Duggar. Alan Duggar's going to have the drive off. Can Shane Parrish hold on? Looks like he will. He'll clear him. He'll clear him. What a drive by Shane Parrish, and we have a new leader, folks. Shane Parrish in that number 66. Let's see if he can drive away from Alan Duggar.
And, I mean, look at the lap time difference. Alan Duggar getting tight coming off turn 4. Last time by 35. Shane Parrish 30.1. That's 0.4 difference, folks. And that's the difference between having the preferred line and not having the preferred line. Is Shane Parrish now looks to drive away from Alan Duggar as he's taking control of this field, working lap 70.
Diving it down in, man. Parrish looks really, really good. Duggar really isn't letting him get away, though. Maybe Duggar was just saving a little bit? Shane decided to just be a little aggressive? I don't know. But he's not pulling away the way I expected him to originally when he passed.
Yeah, I thought he would start pulling away. I mean, Shane Parrish has been a lot more stronger through turns 3 and 4, as you see the gaps sort of extend, and Duggar's a little bit stronger through 1 and 2. But I think the 3 and 4 being the slower, complex of corners, I think for Shane Parrish, as long as he remains strong at that end of the racetrack, he'll be able to pull away from Duggar and really take a commanding lead.
Shane Parrish, I would look out if I were you. Dana Webb's got voodoo dolls, man.
She's probably like Scott's D plus voodoo dolls. That's not a good combination.
D plus? Did you say D plus voodoo dolls?
18 shots plus voodoo dolls is not a good combination.
Wait, you've been counting how many times we've said dirty air?
It's probably 19. I think 19 is a good number.
19 is just a good number. I really hope they're taking shots of water.
Yeah, at this point, probably need to mix and match. Probably have maybe a Pedialyte or something.
Pedialyte? Is that like a probiotic water?
You don't know what Pedialyte is?
No, I don't know what Pedialyte is.
Pedialyte is pretty much it's sort of like more medicinal Gatorade. It's what you give to babies when they're dehydrated, but adults can drink it too. But it's really marketed as like a hangover cure. So you live on the West Coast, and it's hot as all heck out there, and you don't know what Pedialyte is?
Yeah, I have no idea what Pedialyte is at all. Ah, Christian Coe's taking shots of Sprite.
That's better than
And
nothing.
Brandon Sanders says this isn't good for the guy controlling the race, broadcasters. Uh, yeah, we're sorry about that, Brandon. Um,
Look, Brandon has probably never listened to a baseball game on the radio. Uh, Sometimes this happens. Uh,
we like
I
to
mean,
get a
look,
little weird in here.
yeah, we're having fun. I mean, look, this is the first time I think that I can remember as we see
Hugh Brown and Johnny
all check,
Mahalchek. Yeah,
all
Jesus.
check. Yeah.
Why do I struggle so much? I'm typically good with Slavic names, man. My mom is frickin' Polish, and I can't pronounce Dude, I'm going to lose it. Mahalchuk.
Maybe you
Mahalchuk?
need.
Mahalchuk. That's what it is. Haha, got it. Figured it out.
Yeah, you need some Pedialyte. You're a little dehydrated, probably. You need some electrolytes.
Brandon says you're right. I prefer to go to them and watch baseball over listening on the radio.
Pedialyte. It has electrolytes. It's what plants crave.
We are so gonna get sued.
Yeah, Ed Ryan taking a hit. He's our first comer on this long green flag run. I don't think that's going to force anyone else. I don't think it's going to force Shane Parrish, Alan Duggar, Paul Dorino to come down. But it's going to be interesting to see Ed Ryan come out and see what kind of lap times he's running compared to everyone else, and that really show you the difference between fresh tires and these used tires, which I think we're now working lap 50 of this run. So this is a pretty long run at Darlington. This is probably one of the longest runs that we'll have all night if this continues. You know these guys are absolutely hanging on for dear life at this point. You know your right rear tire is probably gone if your car is a little loose. If your car's setup's a little tight, your right front is just gone. You're just hanging on for dear life, hoping and praying for a caution that may or may not ever come. As we see uh, Shane
76
Parrish.
Gus Otero about to go a lap down to Shane Parrish, and he will go one lap down.
And look at Shane Parrish. I mean, this is probably him saving his tires. This is why he's pretty strong. Last time by 29.9, Alan Duggar 30.0. Shane Parrish the only one in the 29-second bracket. That is just absolutely phenomenal tire saving through a very extended long run, and that's allowing him to pull out to almost a 10-car length lead.
Dana Webb wants you and me to know that she doesn't have she doesn't have voodoo dolls of us. Thank God for that. We can see someone else. I think that is Johnny oh God!
Mahal,
Come on, buddy.
check.
Come on,
Check.
Mahalchuk. He's pitting. I'm trying, Johnny. I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
When I used to
Oh
call
no.
games where I'd always ask the coach to give me a pronunciation list for the last players' names, and you'd sort of just say it how you spell it. I got to tell you, I taped that thing on a window in front of me watching that, so anytime someone caught a ball, I can always pronounce their last name right. I think that's what we need to do with you, but it's really only his name that you're having issues with.
Yeah, I don't think I'm mispronouncing Treese or Shelton or Francis or Duggar incorrectly. I mean, I could pronounce everyone's names incorrectly for a full week if that's if we ever want to do that for like a weird gimmick or something like that. But then decide to pronounce Mahalchuk's name correctly. Got it first try there. Haters. I don't think I have any haters. Dana says there's going to be a caution. There may be a caution here pretty soon.
I mean, as you see guys, I mean, as we see pit stops happening right now, I mean, guys can certainly make mistakes. As you know, little things in the cars that drivers can do is they have the option to adjust brake bias throughout the entire run. So, you know, as a run goes on, depending on how tight your car is, you want to put brake bias in the rear of the car to help your car turn. But let's say you don't adjust that brake bias before you pit, and you have too much rear brake in it. You lock up those rears, you spin out, and that can bring out a caution. But I just want to give a huge shout to Shane Parrish. Looking at these lap times, seeing how strong he is coming on through the middle portion of this race, certainly extending his lead over Alan Duggar. This has been phenomenal to watch, to see how much raw speed is in that 66 Mustang.
He's doing really, really well, and honestly, he's really showing how much speed he's really got to give. Everything coming out of that Mars, I don't know, Mars Properties Ford Mustang, doing his very best. Shane Parrish really just looking. He looks like Tyler Reddick looked last week,
If
which
possible,
means
is
his
there any
car
way
is
we can go
during Darlington week 2 weeks ago, which means that car is probably illegal.
Uh,
Um,
that's a conversation for later. Is there any way we can go on board Parrish as he works this lap? Let's see how well that car is driving this late into the run.
Very smart idea. See
As
him
you see,
dive
he's
into that turn. Oh, I know exactly the line he's taking. Diving it
very,
down low to get up high and get that drive off. That is also the tire saving line as well.
very smooth coming through the turn. You didn't really see any bobbles, but now we're going to see him wrap that bottom line as he downshifts in the turn four, wrapping that white line going through 3 and 4. That car is driving really, really well for Shane Parrish this late in the run. And if this run continues, I don't think there's anyone that can touch Shane Parrish based on raw speed.
Well, I can certainly say this. Just Ken Byron over at Ryko, the guy who makes Shane Parrish setups, he's hit the mark again at Darlington. Darlington typically is one of Ryko's best tracks, and I mean, proving it today. Shane Parrish is just running away with the competition. Actually, the top two guys are Ryko setup drivers, and they just speed's undeniable out of them. They're doing really really well. As someone who has driven Ryko setups before in the past, I love the way that their Darlington setup felt for the fall race last year. Looks like they're driving a very similar line. Looks like they have very similar speed out of these cars today. Um, got an assortment of setup shops here. We have Connie, EPI, and Ryko, which are known, at least from my estimation, as like the big three for oval setups. Parrish getting that Darlington stripe. Welcome to the club, pal.
A little
Um,
loose through turn two if you saw that, but I know Shane Paul. I think he was running a go fast setup, and I knew he qualified very well. That's setups I run. I mean, there's a myriad of setup shops, but for BSR, if you join them, you get a Team Conti discount with BSR. So that may be if you're an iRacer looking for a team, you can always join us on Discord and get some Team Conti setups for a little discounted rate.
no, boys, we go into the gyro cam at the number 66. See the 35 of Hugh Brown.
As he's working some lap traffic, that 35 car of Hugh
Apparently,
Brown.
I'm a geek for not choosing this line or this camera last time. Sorry about that. Good old Popeye. Phil Amsden, who's one of my personal favorite people ever.
We gotta bring Phil. We
in
gotta bring Phil
existence.
into one of these
Oh
broadcasts.
man, that would
You
be
think
an absolute treat.
we
Good
get sued?
Lord.
When's our next money race? Is that the 600?
Next money race would be the 600, yes sir.
Yeah, that 600 is gonna be a long night for both us and the drivers alike. We'll need. I think we should bring Phil in lap 200 to 300. I think having that going from lap mile marker 350 to 500 may be just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, no, I mean I'm definitely gonna have to bring some Red Bulls for that event. That's gonna be one heck of a race. Honestly, the Coke 600 is personally one of my favorite races of the whole entire year. I mean, just I love it. I love that race to death. I mean, it's just I love watching it.
Oh, Hugh
Hugh
Brown!
Brown getting
He
loose.
saves it.
Did he
Great
save
job.
it? He
I
saved it.
think
He saved it. No
he may have-
caution.
He may have hit the wall that makes Hugh Brown's night go.
He may have hit the wall, but he saved it relatively. There's no caution. He's fine. He's alive in the car, except for the fact that he's dead. Oh
it's
God,
all
he's knocking
dead.
the wall down. He's gonna have to pit here. He's gonna wreck, and that
I
will
mean,
bring out a caution. Looks
I
like
mean, you
he
could.
is gonna go ahead and go into the pits and get that damage repaired.
I mean, you can see
Honestly,
that.
I
right
hate to
front.
say it. I hate to say it, Colin. I think that's his race for the
Yeah,
shrimp. Don't look at that middle word, racing.
yeah, you can honestly see the damage. You looked head on. You saw the right front splitter popped up a little bit. That honestly hurts his downforce. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had a little bit of the toe knocked out. some of the
A
suspension.
little bit of the toe? He was knocking the wall down.
I was being very conservative. I didn't want to I didn't want to throw a little bit of I didn't want to kick a man while he's down, Elliot. He's already had a bad night. Don't want to make it worse on the broadcast as we see Paul Tonino getting worked on by Billy Brickley, who's worked his way up into the top three right now. Actually, no, is Paul Tonino still top three? Is that Billy Brickley right there?
That
Did it
is
just
Billy
pass?
Brickley. Billy Brickley did pass him.
He's had a phenomenal night. Yeah, I know he got a little loose coming off turn four, lap 20 or so. Got a caution at pretty much the right time before going a lap down. Now he's worked himself up into the podium position as we're working lap 96 right now, about 50, 60 laps to go or so. So for him, what a great night by that Brickley machine.
Yeah, I think Paul Donito's just lost a lot of pace that he originally had, and someone's fender is on the track. Is that
I
going to be a caution? I don't
I, I,
know.
I would assume
Only
that's you.
Brandon Sanders can decide that. Looks like we have Ed Ryan going into the pits. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm telling you
That was
that
ugly. He made it in, though. That's what matters. He made it in the pits. Oh, boy.
Ed Ryan.
Goodness. I mean, Shane Parrish is really, really putting on a clinic right now. She's not shied away at all from the competition. He's just gone out and ran it really, really hard. Looks like Donito is going to go ahead and pit in, which may, in fact, force Alan Duggar and Shane Parrish to come in as well. Even though
this would be the last stops of the night for pretty much all of these drivers, barring a caution. If you're Shane Parrish right now with the speed that you're showing, you're about to put Paul Dino, Nick Godsey a lap down. I know they'll be faster than they'll make that lap up, but at this point, if you're Shane Parrish, you have to really think to yourself, could I run my full fuel run, spend as little time on pit road as possible, and have fresh tires later in the run while everyone else is still slow? And pick up positions that way. Can the long overcut really benefit Shane Parrish for the field tonight?
Well, I guess we'll find out here. So far, I think he's been running a really good race.
They come in the pit road.
Yeah, looks like. I think Isaac Treese is another one to watch. According to Brandon, he's been moving. He's a good racer. He's been quietly doing what I described the Jose Torino, just kind of quietly moving his way up the race, and slowly getting himself into a better position. So, if a caution comes out, you never know. Treese could end up doing quite well. Looks like Shane Parrish and Alan Duggar have decided to pit.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
One mistake on pit road here could kind of decide the fate of this race. We don't know.
Yeah, having Parrish and Duggar pit on the same lap, you got to think maybe is this the money stop for everyone? We'll see who gets on pit road, but for both of these guys, they're solid when it comes to pit stops. Hopefully they don't slide through their stop. It looks like Shane Parrish got in. Looks like Duggar, he got in as well. So looks like a great stops for them. They don't have to back up, lose any time on pit road.
Yeah, yep. Here we go.
And it looks like Billy Brickley will take over the lead after this cycles to the front.
Yep, Shane Parrish is off, and he'll be followed by Alan Duggar coming out of the pits. Parrish is going to have a sizable lead.
And remember, these are cold tires, so you got to take it very easy.
Be very, very careful, everyone.
Yeah, it's a flat pit exit, and there's a huge bump coming out. Oh!
Did Shane Parrish get a penalty?
Did he get a pit road speeding penalty?
God, I hope not. But it looks like he missed pit road that first time around.
You have to think he did because he was trying to make that pit road stop. I think he did get a black flag for speeding. Oh, what a terrible mistake out of Shane Parrish. That really
turns this race on its head.
Yeah,
that's going to be difficult to overcome.
Yeah, and especially with this long green flag run, it does not look like it's going to end anytime soon. You got to think that Alan Duggar is now the odds-on favorite to win this race and possibly go back-to-back in the BSR Cup Series League. Yeah, Shane Parrish has pitted. He has served a black flag. That is devastating to the 66 machine of Shane Parrish. That certainly kind of ruins his night. I know there's a lot of racing left to go, Elliot, but you got to think this long green flag run, there's no way for Shane Parrish to make it up on speed.
He needs to rely on a caution, and that's his mulligan right there. That's the only thing that he can do in order to get back up to the front. He needs the caution to come out now. As you can see, Isaac Treese has taken over the lead. When is he going to pit? Or has he pit already? Did he short pit?
He already pitted.
Try and stay in front of Alan Duggar.
He pitted around 5 to 6 laps before everyone else, and already you see the speed advantage. And Treese last time by 29.6. Duggar did last time by 29 flat. So you already know that even with 6-lap old tires, that Duggar has a huge speed advantage as Shane Parrish has now got off pit road. He is now P9, now P10. This certainly, I think he would be the second car 1 lap down. I think, you know,
if he gets out in front of Gus Otero, he'll be first car lap down. He can get that lucky dog position and still pit.
Oh, and Gus Otero just passed him, but Gus Otero is still on old tires, so Shane Parrish will have the speed advantage in a couple laps, hopefully passing Gus Otero as we see Duggar try to track down Treese working lap 105.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac Treese, great strategy call to pit before everyone else. I mean, he definitely has a lot of pace. I think if this goes green, he's poised for a podium finish. I don't think he's going to be able to hold off Duggar, though. That tire advantage, that 12 car is just too much for him. Duggar trying to work around, tip it back, everybody. That dirty air that Isaac Treese is getting him. But I don't think that dirty air is going to help Isaac Treese nearly as much as it would if they were on even tires. I think it's only a matter of time before Alan Duggar passes him. But Treese with an amazing pit call, and it got him out to this position now. With how many do we have to go? How many do we have left to go, Colin?
It's 156 laps, working lap 106. We have 50 laps to go this time by, Treese and Duggar. These guys are good friends. They race in a couple leagues together. They're teammates in one league. Does Duggar save his tires riding behind Treese, let Treese lead as much as possible, click off these green flag runs? Or does Duggar just outright pass Treese and just set sail to what now would be a dominating win for Alan Duggar going back-to-back in the BSR Cup League if things hold right now?
I really don't think that Duggar's going to wait too much longer, as we can see. I don't think it would be a good strategy either. I mean, you're running behind someone, you're running slower, and then, again, sorry to mention this again, guys, tip them back. That dirty air is going to wear your tires out. You have to pass the guy in front of you as quickly as possible. The best way to save tires is to get into that clean air.
Yeah, and then looking at these lap times, Billy Brickley also pitted around the same time Isaac Treese. Look at Paul Danino, Nick Godsey. They're running faster than Brickley. Will Paul Danino and Godsey get in the battle for that podium spot? I know Isaac Treese is probably going to fall out of the podium spot based on tires and everything like that. So who will finish second and third? Will it be Danino or Godsey as Duggar looks to the inside of Isaac Treese as they go into turn 3?
I don't think Treese is going to be able to hold him off here. Valiant effort, but just
I don't think so either.
Dude, he's still on the bumper. He's still on the bumper. I don't know. He's going to race him hard. I know Treese is going to race Alan Duggar as hard as he can. Teammates or not, he's going to do whatever he can to stay out front. Oh, gets loose.
Yeah, and that's
not able to do it.
Out of the lead as Duggar now sets sail. You can't even see Billy Brickley in this shot. I mean, that's how far ahead the top two are as Duggar looks to set sail. Clean air in front. There's pretty much nothing stopping Alan Duggar from taking this race at Darlington.
According to Christian, Alan is a we'll say hot dog. We'll say hot dog in her book. Apparently Dana, according to Christian, Dana has taken too many shots. And Tiffany Godsey, who's joined us now, wife of Nick Godsey, has said she missed the comment about taking a drink when we say dirty air. Sorry, had to do it again.
Speaking of dogs, where are we going tomorrow night? Yeah, I know it's Easter, so happy Easter to everyone watching. But we're going from Darlington to home of probably one of the most famous hot dogs on the NASCAR circuit. We're going to Martinsville, and
Yeah.
and that is going to be interesting. I mean, we've seen 3 different tracks, 3 different nights. It looks like Duggar is so far leading the charge and being perfect. He's looking to bat 2 for 2, but can he make it 3 for 3 in a triple
Well,
header weekend?
he'd be 2 for 3. He'd be 2 for 3. He's batting 66%.
Well, if he wins this race, he's currently batting 1,000, and then tomorrow night would be his 3rd plate appearance.
No, he raced at Daytona. He's 2 for 3.
Well, I'm talking 2 for 3 in the season so far, but I mean, in this weekend, we have a triple header weekend.
You're talking about the weekend. Okay, well, yeah. No, he'd be batting 1,000.
Yeah, he's
If only
batting
the Giants had him, then maybe we'd be able to muster up a semblance of offense.
Hey, aren't you happy that baseball is back? Racing is now picking up steam. It's approaching the summer.
Yeah. I'm real happy about going 81 and 81 again this season.
The women's national championship game is tomorrow. If you follow college basketball, men on Monday night, so it's it's an exciting time in sports, and the Masters are next weekend as well. So it's a very exciting time if you're an avid sports watcher. But
yeah,
we have
Chris Webb and Jesse Cottrell. That one's for you guys. Yeah, according to Brandon Sanders, we've said the phrase, I'll call it that now, 40,000 times. I don't think in an hour and 6 minutes we've said it 40,000 times. So someone wants to go back and check and create like a little dirty air counter. Have fun.
Yeah, I think that's correct. About 40,000 times.
Oh yeah, but 40,001 times, because I just said it there.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring up our race control, Brandon Sanders. He'll be coming into the booth because he wants to talk about the race. Coming up whenever you want, Brandon.
Yeah, it's his league,
Yeah, it's his league. He has free reign in the broadcast booth. Looks like Isaac Treese is getting caught by Shane Parrish, but Shane Parrish is a lap down. I just remembered.
But Shane Parrish,
Isaac Treese, man, looking real good.
Shane Parrish could get his lap back on speed, and I mean that certainly helps things, but still puts him behind the 8 ball when it comes to a win. It looks like unless there's a caution come out, I mean, this is pretty much day over for Shane Parrish.
All right, well, you have Brandon Sanders up in the booth. Brandon, what's up?
Hey guys, yeah. First off, I just wanted to say this is a great race, great broadcasting. Secondly, I just want to wish Nicholas Godsey and Tiffany Godsey, their daughter Addison Godsey, it's her birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Oh wow!
So I wanted to wish her a happy birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday, Addison. Maybe Nick Godsey can pull off a win here. I mean, if this goes green, I don't think that'll happen, but. I'm really hoping that I'm hoping that he can at least get a shot here down the line. I mean, that would be pretty cool.
So, Brandon, since you are in race control, we got to talk about Shane Parrish having a black flag. Was he speeding on too fast entry? Was he speeding on pit road?
Exit.
Wow.
It was exit. It was exit. You know what though? That gets a lot of people. It gets a lot of people, especially under green.
Yeah, I mean, I know he was trying to keep the lead. I know he probably went a couple miles an hour and over, and that sort of just ends his day. Darlington being probably one of the toughest pit roads that we will see all year long on the BSR Cup Series. Certainly bit someone today. The lady in black has teeth, and certainly she bit some drivers tonight. One being Shane Parrish.
She'll have teeth later on in the year during the fall. Southern 500. If you ask me, I think that's going to be one of the most brutal. That's going to be an even more brutal race because it's longer and there's more temperature changes as well because it goes from like early evening right into dark. And that's going to really change the track temperature. It's really going to change the way that these cars drive. That Southern 500 race, in real life, that Southern 500 is my favorite race Completely. I love it. It's the first race that I saw my favorite driver win, and I honestly just fell in love with the way that this track drove for the Gen 6 car. And, I've watched the Southern 500 every single year since then, just as a tradition. I'd get a free subscription on Fubo or whatever, and I would watch it. And, just going back to that track this year, I'm really hoping for a good race in iRacing and in real life, Colin. Have you ever watched any cool Darlington moments live?
Oh, it always takes me back to the 2020 Southern 500 where you had the battle between Mark Truex Jr. and Chase Elliott. Remember, if you remember that race, I think Austin. No, who won that race? It wasn't Chase because he actually got damaged. I know. I think it was Austin Dillon may have picked up the Southern 500 win. He kind of probably Mickey
Austin
Mouse.
Dillon, I don't think has ever won a Southern 500.
We have the internet. They can always look up and who won that race.
Yeah, but what about when Denny Hamlin, Brandon, your favorite driver, pulled out a Southern 500 victory against Kyle Larson? Larson was bearing down in the last laps, and according to him, he tried to video game it, and that really was kind of the precursor to what we saw with the Hail Melon at Martinsville in I believe it's 2022.
Well, this track is an icon for these NASCAR drivers to win at. Like you said, it's the Lady in Black. Anything can happen. It's kind of like racing a super speedway, right? It's either bad luck or good luck.
Yeah, no, certainly it's my personal favorite track on the schedule. I will always tune in to watch a Darlington race. I can't wait. I can't wait till the Southern 500. Honestly, that's my favorite race. It's a crown jewel as well. So I mean, we could. It'll be interesting to see what happens in real life and in the league and in iRacing. I mean, it's such a fun track. I hope to race it again. I really do hope to race that track again. It's my favorite. And,
I would like to point out, Isaac pitted before Allen did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He's still faster.
Well, he's not faster than Allen, but he's fast.
He's running. He's running 2/10 faster right now.
Into Alan Duggar's 30.
Oh, you know what? He actually is running 2/10 faster.
Isaac loves this track, and we were running the door-to-door league a couple weeks ago at this track, and Isaac was fast. Trevor Baxter even gave him props of how fast he was and how good he was at this track. It's impressive that such a young man has the speed and talent that he does.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got a few more things to put together, and honest to God, I could see him possibly even running Road to Pro, and even in the NASCAR iRacing series. It's not out of the realm of possibility for him. He can absolutely do it.
If he would work with our guys that are in the 5Ks on the team, he has a very high chance of doing great in the Road to Pro series.
Speaking of guys,
great guy, also from Arizona as well. So I think I'm the only person in on the BSR team that has met Isaac in person.
That is correct.
Am I correct? Yeah, I am the only one. Wow, yeah. I'm lucky enough to have met the future legend himself, Isaac Treese, but I think the present legend in the flesh is Alan Duggar. I mean, that 12 car is just absolutely.
He's ripping it, and I feel bad for Shane Parrish. Shane is very fast, and he has done great on this track. But you got to watch your pit speed limits, man. I'm pretty sure the pit speed limit is 45.
Yes.
Shane exited at 50 miles per hour.
Speaking of, Isaac Treese and one of these guys to watch, has there been anyone through these three races, or is it coming down to around 20 laps to go in this race here at Darlington? Anyone stuck out to you through the first two races of the season? Anyone really impressed you so far?
I got so many BSR guys on this in this league. They all impressed me. I have no favorite. I love them all.
Yeah, but I mean, if you and this is the journalist news, but if you had to name one, I mean, so far to me, I would say, as much as he probably hates me saying this, but I gotta say, Paul Danino has probably impressed me so far. Rebounding from Daytona, having great pit strategy at Phoenix Raceway, now running in the top podium finish, holding off Brickley as we see about a couple car lengths behind him now. But if he holds on to this, he finished fourth last night. He'll finish third tonight. That's certainly great rebounding. Isaac Treese is trying to track down Duggar. I mean, is there a guy like a Paul Danino who really sticks out in the performance as we? I wouldn't say Daytona is part of the a season. That's the super speedway, but we started the real season last night, and that will continue for the next couple of weeks until we get to Talladega.
Yeah, Paul he's a fantastic driver. He has really good pit stop strategy. He's when it comes to a package deal, he's a good driver. He's a good crew chief for himself, and he's probably just as fast as making decisions as crew chief as he is hopping out of his car and changing out his tires. So he Paul's very fast at this track. He won it in the door-to-door league off pit stop strategy. All it takes is one caution, and then anything can happen.
Yeah, one caution really does change the whole course of the race. I mean, we saw the caution play into Shane Parrish's hand last week. Maybe it could help him out this week.
Well, it comes down to, some of these guys might have just took 2 tires, but they're gonna have to take 4 if it comes to a last-minute pit stop. Some of these guys took 4, so they won't have to. Whenever it comes to a late caution, all they have to do is take 2. So you're saving 5 seconds. You're taking 2 tires. It's making calls like that really shows and really impresses me for these long runs. And Paul's always done great. It's very unfortunate that nobody will ever hear him in the booth, but Paul's a great driver and he's a great guy. He jokes around a lot.
So you're saying if he gets a podium spot, he's just never going to come up to the
He will never come up. I can promise you that right now.
Oh God, I hope he doesn't win a race then.
Oh yeah, he wins them. He doesn't show up. Actually, he was racing in the regular BSR Discord because he thought y'all were gonna pull people up mid race, and he didn't want to be dragged.
Well, I mean, I think we're coming to 10 laps to go this time by. Paul Danino is holding on currently to a podium finish. I'd love to talk to him about this race, talk to him about the last 2 races that he's had, really good finishes if this holds up. But ever since that black flag happened, this has been Alan Duggar's race to lose. We see Shane Parrish get the lap back, passing Gus Otero. He's now first car 1 lap down. If a caution does come out, Shane Parrish would get the lucky dog, and this race could shake up. But Alan Duggar right now 9 laps away from taking his 2nd straight win of the 2026 inaugural BSR Cup Series. So this is a pretty fantastic showing by Alan Duggar this early in the season.
barring any disasters.
Yeah.
Because you never know at this track. You really don't. I've seen people who have been racing dominant, and in the last 10 laps, I'm not saying Duggar's going to do this, in the last 10 laps, they just lose it. They lose it off of 1, 2, 3, or 4, and that's all she wrote for them. They have wheel damage, and they try, and, they just get past, and it's almost happened to me multiple times. I mean, I've won, I think 5 races at Darlington in that Darlington week last year, and I saw it happen. I never took one of those wins, but I certainly did see my fair share of disasters on the racetrack.
Yeah, and look at Doug right now. He is certainly extending that lead. Last time by 29.8, the only per driver in the 29s except Shane Parrish. And then Isaac Treese running 32. Duggar is certainly flexing his muscle late in this race and extending this lead to his presumptuous 2nd win of the season so far.
Brandon, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I'm very surprised on the amount of cautions we've had. We've had, I think, 2 or 3 guys lose it, and they've managed to save it to prevent cautions, which is very impressive. It's very hard to save your car on these tracks with the bankings and stuff. Honestly, I was expecting at least 5 cautions this race, and we've only
Yeah.
had one.
Yeah, I mean, the first one would have happened with Brickley getting loose off turn 4. He was able to save it. We saw Ed Bryant. We saw Shane Paul, Hugh Brown get into the wall. Unfortunately, Shane Paul, the only caution of the day, sort of ended his day early in the race. I think that first caution was somewhere around that 40. So we've been almost 100 laps green flag so far, which has been very impressive by these drivers so far tonight.
Yeah, we'll be coming to the white flag soon.
Well, we had a clean race tonight. Do you think we'll get a clean race tomorrow when we go to Martinsville?
We
That's
have
the question.
we have very strict rules in this league when it comes to wrecks. You got 3 chances. Um, so I'm hoping Martinsville will be a clean race. It should be. Um, but you never know when it comes to Martinsville. It's a short track. These guys are pushing hard. It's hard to pass, and it's hard to get damage fixed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
You
and
know,
once you start fixing damage, lap times are 20 seconds, so you're losing a lot of time on pit road. And then anytime you get the fixed damage, you're still losing a lot more time. But I mean, the next 3 weeks or so after this, we had the triple header weekend this week. We have Bristol next week. We have Texas coming up. We have Talladega, Kansas coming up as well. A lot of different track types, and this is really going to see who's very strong early in the season. And then we get some road course races, and then the next money race being the Coke 600, which is a very fantastic start to our season.
yeah, the money race is always great. Everybody wants to be a part of that to win some money. I think Chris Webb's throwing up some more money on that race for the next money race, and knowing me, I'll probably be generous and throw some money up as well. So it should be a good race and a fun time for all the drivers. Um, if we get green flag runs there, pit stop strategy is going to be very important.
Absolutely, it will be. And here we are on the white flag lap with Alan Duggar making his final turn around turns 1 and 2.
Well, we know who's going to get the money for leading the most laps tonight. We know who's going to get the points lead leaving Darlington. What an absolute phenomenal drive by that 12 car of Alan Duggar.
He's done an absolutely fine job, Colin. You are correct. And he's going to come out of turn 4. And Alan Duggar is going to go 2 for 2 this weekend at Darlington. And that's the race, folks. Alan Duggar wins again.
Isaac Trees coming in P2. Paul Danino rounding out your podium. A great finish for him, getting a 4th last night in Phoenix. He had 3rd place tonight. Billy Brickley, from that early spin, rebounds to a top 4. Nick Gotze rounds out your top 5. What a fantastic race for everyone involved.
Isaac Treese wrecked himself congratulating his teammate in the 12 car.
I know Isaac Treese. Brandon was saying how good Treese is, when at Darlington. I know he's kicking himself, wondering probably what he could have done. Probably if he pitted a little bit later, pitted a little bit earlier, that could have probably been the difference. But for Duggar, I think there was no one touching that 12 Toyota Camry tonight.
Yeah, he did an absolutely terrific job. He is a winner here for a reason. I mean, he put on an absolutely dominating performance. I don't think he was as fast as Shane Parrish, but he was more polished, and he proved it tonight. He went out, he just stayed consistent, made no mistakes at all whatsoever, and we're going to see him in victory lane.
Yeah, he's burning that down. Brandon, your thoughts on this race? We had a fantastic start to the season. We had a great race at Daytona where that was just calamity towards the end. We had a great race at Phoenix where we had a couple cautions that led to some dramatic finishes. And now tonight we had Alan Duggar just absolutely put on a masterclass here at Darlington. You have to be very excited for how this season has begun. And he's actually muted himself, so we cannot actually get that question answered from Brandon. Now he's back.
Oh, I was talking.
But you have to be very excited about how this season has started off for you. And it's only, we have about 26, 27 races left in the season. And if these races like this started out just fine, we're going to have a fantastic season a fantastic run to the finish.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, honestly, the low amount of cautions really helps the person out when they're trying to control these races. Phoenix was a tough one. There was a lot of there was a lot of EOLs that were given out for this race, unfortunately, and a drive-through penalty. I think we had a total of like 8 guys that had EOLs in a drive-through. So if we can keep races like Darlington, if we can keep them going like this, the races go by faster. Everybody's having a lot more fun because nobody likes pacing simulator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to sit there behind a car and drive a certain speed limit. They want to run fast and show off their skills in the long run.
Absolutely. I think now is a good time to bring up our second place finisher, Isaac Treese. Isaac, it's Elliot, Colin, and Brandon in the booth. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How you boys doing?
We're doing great, man. Great finish. That pit strategy call, pitting earlier than everyone else, that was really smart. How did the race work out for you? You started in the back and you made your way to the front. Take us through it.
So yeah, I got an EOL at the beginning, made my way through the field, and then got another EOL because I'm an idiot and wasn't paying attention. So that's how that pit strategy, like I had no other option. I mean, it was either pit early or get screwed. So I was like, if I pit earlier, then I can gain some track position. And then I realized I was in the lead, but then I saw that Alan was right behind me, so I was like, it's only a matter of time before he passes me. And he had a huge tire advantage. It was like 20 laps or something like that.
Now, Brandon was saying how much you love this place. I know you and Darlington go together really well. What did you need more out of your car to compete with Alan Ducker and possibly take the win away?
To be honest, tires. I felt like if I had fresher tires, if I was on the same tire strategy as Alan, I maybe could have had a chance, but I mean, he was flying. I was super tight in 3 and 4 because there's a wind that was pushing us up the track. So I kind of made an adjustment to my tires and my pit strategy, and it worked until my tires were just shot. I mean, I tried, but I'm just happy I was able to finish the race because Darlington's a tough track. Can't really race the cars, you got to race the track.
I've been saying that all night. It is the track too tough to tame. Before you go, Isaac, is there anyone you want to thank?
Just want to shout out Easy Dealing Wheel and Tires for the sponsor. My team BSR, and just glad I'm able to race on Fridays with you guys.
Yeah, man. All right, take it easy. Have a good rest
Yes,
of your night.
sir. Yes, sir. You as well.
All right, now we're going to bring up our first place finisher, Alan Duggar. Alan Duggar, Elliot, Brandon, and Colin in the booth, and this is a familiar occurrence, man. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Fantastic. I think if you rewatch the race and you reread the chat, I think Dana and Christian certainly had a way of helping you out this race. Your mother Dana had some voodoo dolls of other drivers. I think that do you think that may have affected your win, or were you just too fast even for the voodoo dolls?
I'm not into all that stuff. Believe in it.
Well, Alan, you go 2 for 2. You win last night at Phoenix. You win tonight at Rockingham. Sorry, not Rockingham, Darlington. My apologies. But this race was sort of between you and Shane Parrish. Shane gets that pit road speeding penalty on the last pit stop of the day. What are your thoughts on that, racing Shane for pretty much the majority of this race? And I know that probably sucks for Shane, but that's good for you. But you're a two-time winner in the BSR Cup Series. How does it feel?
It feels good. Yeah, racing Shane, it was fun. I hate he got that penalty 'cause he was pretty fast tonight, and um, also Paul was up there too. He was pretty quick. I think he could have played a factor in it, but just way the pit strategy failed. Me and Shane ran it very long. All them other guys short pitted, and this is a place where it eats the tires up so much. So my plan was to run it long and had the freshest tires when I came out, and here we are.
Well, you had a great race tonight, Alan. Good job on another win. Is there anyone you want to thank specifically?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Easy Dealing Wheel and Tires, Eagle Eye Graphics, Randy Bashirs for the paint, um, Semi Motorsports, Forest Bar Ranch. I'd like to thank the family for watching and tuning in. Thank y'all for broadcasting. All the guys that's in BSR and everybody that's in the league for coming out and having fun on Easter weekend.
Awesome, Alan. We're gonna see you tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Hell yeah. You're gonna be gunning for that 3 for 3, man. All right. Well, have a good rest of your night.
Thank y'all.
See you. Well, that wraps up Darlington. So takeaways, Colin. What do you got?
I mean, I think for this race, there's no one who feels more dejected and more sick to their stomach than Shane Parrish. He probably was the fastest car all night, and unfortunately, a pit road speeding penalty took him out of the contention, and Duggar ran away with this. But we've had 3 races so far this season. The championship picture is still wide open. We go from one of the toughest tracks on the schedule to the smallest track on the schedule tomorrow night for 200 laps in Martinsville. I can't wait for that race. We get more short track racing. We have 2 short tracks in a row with Martinsville and Bristol as our next 2 races, so I'm very excited about that. And the racing will only get better from here. So I'm very excited. Thank you, Elliot, for calling the race. You did a fantastic job once again. But congratulations to Alan Duggar, Easy Deal on Tires, and the entire BSR team for a dominant win at Darlington Raceway.
Well, very well said, Colin. Thank you. I think I did a great job as well. No, you did a great job you did a great job too, man. Um, Again, if you guys want to join us tomorrow, we will be streaming and broadcasting the live Martinsville race. So please tune into that. And with that, we will bid you adieu. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good night, everybody.